Hello and what is up guys, right here and welcome back to some more automation and of course BeamNG.Drive. Today we are building the fastest car on the automation test track in BeamNG.Drive, of course with my driving, so it's not going to be the fastest car probably in history, but it's going to be my fastest car on the automation test track. In front of us we've got a Koenigsegg body. You know, Koenigsegg is Swedish and we are going to be using my Swedish brand, which is Magnus, which is basically Koenigsegg but not Koenigsegg. It's different looks, different style as well. This is going to be my Magnus brand. I made one Magnus vehicle in the past. It looks something like that. Very frumpy looking, very organic shapes. We're going to go in a bit of a different direction, make it a little bit more normal today, I think, because yeah, that one is a bit extreme. So let's start off with the panel material itself. We've got our choice of steel, fiberglass, aluminum, etc. I mean, of course, carbon fiber. I don't know what else we'd choose. I might change it later though. This thing is going to be a top tier supercar, not a hypercar. It's going to be around the $300,000 range. I'm competing with like a Lamborghini Aventador, SVJ, and other supercars that are four-wheel drive probably. Monocoque chassis type, carbon fiber chassis material for now. I might change it. It's going to be around 3,000 pounds hopefully. Mid-engine, longitudinal, pushrod. It's going to be a supercar obviously. Pushrod suspension might be a little fancy for a supercar, but that's fine. That's okay. It's going to be a V8 engine. We're going to go for a 90-degree flat plane crank V8 for now. Aluminum, 5-valve. We might change it, but this is how it's going to be for now. I'm going to leave it at 5.5 liters. Again, I might change it later on. Flat plane crank, lightweight titanium, lightweight forged. It's going to need a high cam profile because it's going to rev nice and high. VVT all cams, no turbochargers. It's going to be a naturally aspirated flat plane crank V8 revving sky high because that sounds absolutely great. Go for injection, direct injection. Twin direct injection sounds fine. Performance intake, premium fuel, maybe super fuel, but premium is fine for now. Long tube headers, dual. And just like baffled and no second muffler, like just like some basic or maybe straight through. That's not bad. Okay, the default's pretty good here. With 690 horsepower, that's not bad for now. I'm gonna tune it later. It's gonna have around 700 horsepower. I think after the tune, I might do the engine a bit more later on. We can go for a race intake. Nah, performance is fine. We won't listen to the engine right now. We'll listen to it after the time lapse for the build. But 5.5 liter. Flat plane crank V8, what more do you really want out of the car? We have the Koenigsegg long wheelbase, 105-inch wheelbase body, so it's a fairly decent sized car. The other one's crazy short, this one's fair sized. All-wheel drive, of course, dual clutch, 7-speed, electric LSD. The basics for a supercar. Another thing that we're going to do with this car is actually compare it to a car that Portal Cat made on my Discord server. They made a updated version of my other Magnus car. They called it the Magnus MacTig 2. It's got the same styling, but it looks just a little bit more refined, and it's got a turbocharged 5-cylinder. So we're going to race both these cars in BeamNG on the automation test track and see which one's faster. Top speed, 380 kilometers an hour. That sounds perfectly reasonable for a street car for now. Semi-slicks, I think we'll need semi-slicks. I think that's what we're going to need. Let's do a bit of a 21 sounds reasonable for a tire size. Sure, 385s in the rear, 345s up front. Alloy wheels, maybe carbon fiber. I mean, we can go for carbon fiber. This is a supercar. We'll go for vented discs, I think. Vented discs for now. I could go to carbon fiber, but vented discs are better in like the majority of instances, I'd say. It's good enough. Also save some cost. 2-seater. Sport interior, maybe basic infotainment. It's gotta have something, you know, it's gotta have some sort of touch screen or whatever the fancy people have in their McLarens and whatnot. Electric variable. Let's give it like some good traction aids, and let's give it some decent safety, maybe standard 10s. And then just like generic suspension. 0-60 in a pretty impressive time of about 2.3 seconds. That's not bad. Under 3,000 pounds, and the cost, $129,000. Very, very, very cheap for this kind of performance. Automation is not the most realistic for pricing. That's well known, to be honest. That's like a well-known thing. Let's decrease the pad type just a bit. Let's give it carbon ceramics. So 2,800 pounds, $153,000 cost. Increase this, and we'll tinker with more stuff. I think the default stuff is pretty much there. Give a +5 again there. Let's give a +10 for the wheels. +10 for the wheels, costing $200,000. It's not bad so far. It's got 69 reliability. Nice. What we're going to do is design this car in a quick time lapse, and it's going to look a lot different from my previous Magnus car. I'm going to do this in my Discord server. If you guys want to see me build some cars while I'm in Discord, make sure to hop in Discord, help me build and design my car. This car is going to be built and designed in my Discord server live in Discord voice chat with some members in my Discord. Let's talk more about that after, of course, the actual build itself. Let's design the car. I'm going to tweak the engine, tweak the suspension. It's got to be the tippity-top peak performance car on the automation test track. So sit back, relax, guys, and of course, I hope you enjoy. And we are starting the build of my Swedish supercar. So this thing is going to have a similar design, at the beginning at least, to my first generation Magnus McTig. This thing is also going to be, of course, a Magnus branded vehicle. I'm not sure of the name, we'll figure that out later. For reference of this build, I am using a bit of Ferrari, a bit of Koenigsegg, and actually Volkswagen Golf. Yeah, Volkswagen Golf in a supercar. It's kind of weird, but I'm using it as a reference because it's a pretty modern car and it's got some modern styling that I quite like. The back end, I do have a difficult time with this. We are going with these very sort of organic shapes to start off with a big cutout in the middle, similar to the Magnus McTig, and also similar actually to a car designed a long time ago. I'll try to post a picture on the screen right now. But basically, having these sort of two segments on one on each side with taillight housing and stuff and an exhaust in the middle, then having a grille, rear diffuser stuff in the bottom half of the car. It looks pretty good on its own. What we're doing is just adding some detailing, some piping around here we're using because we made it with custom shapes, obviously. Adding a bit of detailing here. Now adding the actual taillight itself, I do go with a few different designs, but end up just doing circles because they look fine as is. Now I'm going to add a wing, and I'm going to add a few things here and there that are also going to be invisible later on. What I'm working on now is the rear diffuser and the rear sort of venting for the car, because it needs a bit of rear diffuser, a little bit of rear venting. It looks pretty good so far. It's not too bad. Adding details to the rear end, going back to the front, tweaking the headlights a bit more. Instead of having a circle shape, they get more of a rectangular sort of block shape slash almost like a P shape, almost in the shape of the letter P. I don't know why, but I think it looks quite cool. Now adding some more detailing around the front grille section, making sure it all flows smoothly. Adding details here and there like a grille, etc. That's probably needed for any kind of car. Then bringing the front nose down a little bit, and I do work with this for quite a while. It gives me a bit of Ferrari vibes. Also a bit of Koenigsegg vibes with the front end. It looks quite cool so far. We're working on a few things here or there. I've already got the name chosen. I'll pronounce that at the end of the build. It's very hard to pronounce. No, it's not, but it's Swedish. I am tweaking with some details on the front end, having a bit of a dip in the actual hood itself. I have swapped out the engine and tuned the suspension, basically checking how the car looks in certain lightings, but I don't end up liking the hood indentation, so I add these vents on the side there instead. One single wiper, two headlights similar to the Magnus McTig, and a daytime running light LED strip going down the side, so like a slash going through from up to down of the car itself, having a big old intake on the side, adding a roof air scoop because you need some air suck for this mid-engine car, working on a very simple rear window, looks nice and simple, looks fine, works good, adding some rear venting, playing around with the front color of the car, and in front of us is the 2020 Magnus Ouska. I mean, I hope I didn't butcher that pronunciation. It means thunder in Swedish, okay? Alright guys, like I said, in front of us is the 2020 Magnus Ouska. Ouska meaning thunder in Swedish, according to, of course, Google Translate, which we all know is the most accurate translation website there is. Let's go over the car itself, let's go over the design, let's go over the specs of the vehicle. A lot has been done, so it is still the Koenigsegg, of course, it's still all the same. Still 7-speed dual clutch, 0 to 60, briskly slower, 2.4 seconds, so it's not the fastest 0 to 60, but it's still quite quick. 730 horse out of the 5-valve per cylinder, 5.4 liter V8 engine, 9,000 RPM redline, 734 horsepower, so a lot of power obviously, and 2,800 or so pounds. So it's a very, very, very fast vehicle. Doing things fast is probably what this vehicle is best at. What we're going to do is test the car in automation for the automation test track time, see what it can do there, and let's see what we can do in BeamNG to compare it against. Of course, this thing is going to be versing Portal Cat's car. which is going to hopefully be a really good time as well. We're going to see if the Magnus McTig or the Magnus Ouska is going to be better on the automation test track. 151.2 was the automation test track time in automation. If we can beat that in BeamNG, that'll be my fastest BeamNG test track time, I think, ever, which is pretty impressive. It's not my fastest time in automation because I'm only spending $260,000 on this car instead of $3, $4, $5, $6, $7, $8, $9 million. So it's a reasonably priced car. The design, so it's got the Swedish flag, the Swedish flag right up front. So it's got the Swedish flag right up front, right in the front of the car here, in nice black bezel around that. It looks really cool, stands out a lot. We got these two vents on the hood, even though it's not really, it's like a clamp. It's a hood, I don't really know. These sort of P-shaped headlights, we got a vertical daytime running light with these two sort of Magnus-shaped headlights inside the housing itself, which is like a Magnus theme. They have these two really weird ovals that are at different angles. It's got this big mouth of a front end with these very aggressive sort of fangs coming off from underneath. I actually used the Volkswagen Golf R as inspiration, the newest generation Golf R as inspiration for the front bumper design. A lot of it, as well as the Ferrari SF90, the Koenigsegg Jesko, and so on and so on. It's got this sort of roof end here. We got a single wiper, super long mirrors, which is a little unrealistic, but I think they look really cool. It gives this car a proper stance. Have these big, what are they, 21-inch wheels? We got some big 21-inch wheels, a big air intake on the side. No door handles visible. You don't need door handles on a supercar. Come on, guys. It's got to have like these really weird complex door handles somewhere underneath. Back end, I think it looks great in its own right. It is a bit disconnected from the front, I feel like, design-wise. That's okay. It's got this twin outlet exhaust. It's similar to the other Magnus, having a kind of high-up exhaust. The other one had the one coming out of the top of the rear trunk. This one's actually in the rear fascia. With these 6 taillights, similar to the previous Magnus vehicle as well. It's got super thick tires, 365s, a little smaller, 295s up front, so a little smaller tires, but it's going to do better in BeamNG, I promise you that. So what we're going to do is test this car, the Magnus Ouska, against Portal Cat's Magnus McTig version 2, and we're going to see which one's faster on the test track, which one's better, and how they both perform overall, and how fun they are. That's the most important part. Let's hop into BeamNG, test these cars, and see which one's faster. Alright guys, we are in BeamNG.Drive with the Magnus McTig 2. This is my Magnus Racecar Hypercar version 2. Obviously, it's more of a street car, but with race car styling, because it's got like no back end at all. This is powered by a turbocharged inline 5. It is rear-wheel drive. 0 to 60 is about 2.5 in automation. 555 or so horse and gobs of torque as well. It looks so much more meaner, more aggressive than my previous McTig that I designed, and it just looks better overall. It looks really awesome. The back end especially looks really great. So we are in the West Coast USA drag, so we're going to do a drag race because nothing says fast supercars like drag races. Yeah, no, it's cool though. So we're gonna do a drag race with both the cars, see which one's faster. And then we're gonna hop into the automation test track with both of them, and then we are going to hop into the jump arena and see which one jumps farther. Because both these cars have a lot of downforce. We'll see if they can fly. We'll take a look. This one's rear-wheel drive. We will take off ESC for both cars because that sounds like more fun. We'll launch it. Manual transmission mode. Short shift in a second because we had a bit of wheel spin. Oh my gosh, what was that, 0 to 60? We are doing 250 kilometers an hour? 9.3. That's fast. We'll give it one more attempt. 9. Can we beat 9.3? We'll launch it just in sport mode 1 now. It did short shift again, but sport mode now, so we're not shifting ourselves. 9.3. Can we beat a 9.3? I'm not turning. No, oh, slightly faster. 9.27. Just under 9.3. Which is very fast. Let's change the configuration. Let's go to my car, which is the Magnus Ouska. And you know what, it does have more horsepower. I do have about 200 or so more horsepower, 180 or so more horsepower. I am a bit heavier. That thing weighed 2,200 pounds around. My car weighs about 2,800 pounds. So my car is a bit heavier than the Magnus McTig 2. But of course, I've got more power, and I've got four-wheel drive versus rear-wheel drive, and of course I'm naturally aspirated, and the McTig 2 is turbocharged, so could have a bit of turbo lag as well. So we'll try. Mine's NA. Doesn't have to lag or anything. It's much louder. It is very loud. Okay, hope the volume's not too loud. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Let's turn off traction control. Let's try one more time. Manual mode first. The wheel lifted off the ground. The front wheels were off the ground. Not great for a drag race, but still very fast. 9 flat. 9 seconds flat in the quarter mile. That is, that's like Porsche 911 Turbo S actually, quarter mile, which is insane. The Porsche 911 Turbo S could do this quarter mile in pretty much the same speed. That's crazy. Let's launch in first again. Come on, Ouska. Give me a sub 9 quarter mile. Let's beat the Porsche. 8.9, 8.97. So a faster quarter mile than pretty much any production car ever. That's not like a race car. This is the fastest street car quarter mile ever, which is pretty darn impressive. Let's hop into the automation test track first with the Magnus MacTig 2 and see what kind of lap time that can get, and then we'll hop into the Ouska 2 or the Ouska and see what kind of lap time the Ouska gets. See you guys in the automation test track in just a sec. Finally, we are in the automation test track with the MacTig 2, and I just noticed this car is so quiet. Listen to it. It's idling right now. It's not. It's the engine's on. You can't hear it if you rev it up though. It's a lot louder when you rev it up. It's turbocharged, so it's a bit muffled, and it's probably got a pretty beefy exhaust system. And we're gonna launch it now in manual traction control off. Definitely a bit of wheel spin. We short shift in the second that we're gonna brake. I'm not using my gear shifter though, because oh gosh, this car gets air. Let's try it again though. Let's try that again. A little bit sketchy, a little bit sketchy. It is a fickle car. We'll short shift to third, we're gonna brake here. As long as we don't get air, we're pretty much fine here. Oh, it has so much grip, but at the same time, it's also oversteery. Okay, we'll try this again. I'm not cutting this out. We're not cutting this out today. You guys are gonna watch me crash repeatedly. There we go. Much more gentle. Oh gosh. Oh gosh, we're losing it. No! Okay guys, 4th time's the charm. We'll try it again. We'll try it again, manual mode again. It is super touchy. It is incredibly light though. Under 20, it's like 2,250 pounds. Very, very, very light for any car, not just a supercar. Like, very light, my gosh. Much better. There we go. A little more gentle on the throttle, not full throttle, but a little more gentle there. We're gonna brake and turn on throttle again. We're gonna brake. Second, there's first, stay in first, around the corner. A little bit oversteery, but so much grip, my gosh. But yeah, if you just, oh, that's a weird marker. If you unbalance it a little bit, if it gets a little bit loose on you, it definitely wants to kill you real quick. 39.5 in the first marker, which is pretty good. It's very respectable. But is it a 1 minute 50 second? Oh boy. High speed stability is definitely not its friend. Alright, we're back where we were. Are we gonna survive this time? I think we will. Okay. Yeah, you gotta be definitely cautious through the high speed straights and the curves and stuff at high speeds. It's very sketchy. It has tons of downforce. It's got like 1,500 pounds of downforce, so a ton of downforce. But for some reason, it's still very, very, very terrifying on high speeds. It's very twitchy. The body is very twitchy. The suspension is very twitchy. The car just twitches really, really easily. And you lose control very easily. I say very easily a lot, probably. I don't know. We're fine. Okay, to third gear. Oh gosh, we're fine. Oh, we're good. We're good. We gotta get a lap done, baby. This is like my 10th try, I swear to God. We're trying. I'm trying very hard here. I'm not the best driver, though, as you guys can probably tell. I'm not doing perfect racing lines, etc., but we're trying here. Not on the gravel, or not on the dirt. We'll short shift again. So 155.6 or 0.9, sorry, which is actually one of my best times ever. Well, I got 149s, so 155.9, very good time for rear-wheel drive. Actually, I think this is my fastest rear-wheel drive lap ever. I don't know what these cars are up there, but that's okay. Let's hop into the best car ever, of course. We'll see. The Magnus Ouska. We'll hop in there, see if we can do a sub 151.2, which is my automation test track time, assumed by automation with pretty good conditions, actually pretty much perfect conditions, but obviously not the best for actual racing. Let's launch it. We've got a bit more horsepower, a bit more weight, but we do have all-wheel drive. No ESC traction control, that's for wimps. First person, please, for us. Of course, this is try number 1. You guys are seeing try number 1 here. Oh, that sound is great, though. A bit of understeer. A little bit of understeer. Gonna brake. The acceleration is very brisk. Oh my gosh. Braking. Stay in 30 seconds. Oh yeah, you could take the corners so much more confidently with the all-wheel drive. A 37.6 in the first marker, which actually is faster than the McLaren 2. Let's see the straights here. A little twitchy still, but much more stable. A little understeery. Oh, look at that. Much more stable. We took that thing almost at full speed. Much more stable. Oh boy. Well, we're finishing the lap anyways. Lap 1, let's see if we can do it. We've lost the front, the front splitter, which I don't know if that's gonna be fine. It does. I think it's actually a wing fixture, so it does give us downforce and stuff. So we'll see. It feels a little more skittish for sure without it. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Definitely feels skittish though. Oh, it's so stable. Giving a throttle on the turns, and it sounds great. Can I beat 151? We're fine. We're fine. $150.9. Look at that. Look at that. I'm not sure what those blank cars are. This car's blank as well. Wait. Why are my top 5 cars blank? Oh well, that's okay. So the Magnus Ouska getting a 150.9. My fastest time on the automation test track with any car that I built. 150.9, good time. Of course, people can do better times. I'm not claiming to be the best automation test track driver in the world, because I'm not. But this car drives fantastically. I'll leave a link down below if you guys want to download this car, as well as the Magnus McLaren 2 if you guys want to check that out. We're going to hop into the jump arena. We're going to jump these cars, see which one goes farther, and we'll claim our victor from there. Okay guys, we are at the jump arena with the McLaren 2. Man, you know those taillights, they just look super cool. I'm just noticing actually, they look super cool. Can we just like zoom in on them real quick? Like, look at that. Look at the detail inside. Is that a fixture? Is that multiple fixtures? I actually can't tell. Anyways though, it looks cool. Jump arena, of course, what matters in this track is getting a far distance. And how you get that is, you know, lots of power, lots of, oh gosh, that's not what we're doing. Lots of power, lots of speed, and of course, some crazy aerodynamics and some lift and stuff as well. I don't think we'll hit top speed. Oh, it is sketchy at high speeds with 300 kilometers an hour. It does not take off. No, it did nosedives completely. But finishing at 290 meters, which is kind of decent. That's not bad. And into the sand we go. On its roof, though, the car itself is actually in kind of okay shape. No, I take that back. It is sunk to the bottom of the pool. Not bad, though. 290 meters or so, and the car is still looking actually pretty... Oh, no, it's rolled for a second there. Oh, that was crazy. We'll try with the Ouska and see if we can beat 290 meters. Finally, we're in the Ouska doing the jump arena. Let's take off traction control ESC. Let's just send it, honestly. Nothing needs to be said here. Let's just send it. A little slower right here. There's a jet flying in there. That was kind of cool. How fast can it do on this? So over 300, 320 or so. Oh, and it takes off. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. into the sand. Oh my god. That was a jump. That was a nice jump for a street car with not insane downforce, but pretty good downforce. And it still runs and drives. No, it doesn't again. But that was pretty impressive. The Ouska versus the Mac Tig 2. Big shout out to Portal Cat and Phenom for helping me with these cars. Portal Cat designed the other one and helped me with the new one. Again, I'll leave links to download them down in the description. If you guys like the video, leave a like, comment, subscribe. More content's coming, so stay tuned. Thank you guys, of course, so much for watching. And as always, I'll see you next time.